Hello, I am Dishan Kazmi and I help CIOs and senior business leaders transform their IT operations so they can get the most value out of them. Today, I am going to talk about one of the biggest challenges faced by IT leaders across the different industry, across the business sectors, and then I'm going to share 4 tips of how to address that key problem. If we forget all of the buzzwords which are floating around maybe on the internet or social media or be mentioned within the various industry forums and boil things down to the very basic and then ask the question, what is the biggest problem which is being faced by the leaders within the IT industry? Most of you will come back with an answer which basically says something like it's the outages, which is impacting the availability of IT services, which is in turn causing problems for the end business. Because not only are these outages causing financial impact in terms of hundreds of thousands of pounds, if not more, per each major outage, but it's also damaging the credibility of the person who's heading up the IT organization within the company. So today I'm going to talk about 4 key things, which if we start thinking about them when we are designing a service, we can incorporate them within our service design. So when we set up a IT operation for a service, we can ensure that the availability is one of the key things which is not impacted in the long term. For any high availability service, you need to think about putting it in some robust operations around that. And you need to start thinking about 4 key things which I'm going to mention now, and you need to start thinking about them when you start designing that service. First thing is about reliability, which basically is how long can a service go before you need to introduce downtime to do essential maintenance, upgrades, repair, something like that. Start thinking about it from the scratch when you are designing that service. Second thing is how easy is it to maintain, because in real world failures will happen, but those failures do not need to be very high impacting. So you need to start thinking how easy is it to A, bring the service back after an issue has happened, and B, how best to kind of maintain the impact so it's not a large scale impact of that service. So one is how reliable it is, then how easy is it to maintain, and then you need to start thinking about security. Now when we talk about security, the knee-jerk reaction is to always think about the external attacks, which is fine, which is very valid. You need to start thinking about external malicious attacks to it, but you also need to start thinking about human error, which by mistake from within the organization could severely damage your service. And again, start planning it from the point when you're designing the service. So you start looking at reliability, then how easy is it to maintain. You come to looking at security, and the last thing is the measure of the performance. So basically any IT service is there to drive a business function, and businesses are there to either save money or make money, make more revenue. So you need to start thinking, how is your IT service driving the revenue generation capability of your organization, and how are you going to measure that? How are you enabling your larger organization to make more business growth? And the reason this is quite key is that once you start measuring the performance in this manner, when it comes to demonstrate the value of IT, you can then have the right conversation with the right business people to get budgets, to get more money, or to actually demonstrate how IT is a key enabler for your service, and it's not just something which runs behind and make things tick. So it kind of makes the conversation a lot more real when you start putting a dollar sign against whatever value you're giving back to the business. So thinking about these 4 things when you're designing the service will help you stay on the right path. And again, if you already have services running, going back and visiting of how these things are done will actually, make allow you to make some more improvements within those areas, and your operational aspects will be improved. So I hope you found this video useful, and I will be back soon with some more tips. In the meanwhile, I'll put a link to my YouTube channel where I have got some more videos on similar IT operational aspects. So why don't you go and have a look at them? And again, if you want to discuss any of your specific operational needs, please do get in touch. I would love to hear from you. Either message me directly on LinkedIn, or contact me using my email or phone number, which should be appearing on the screen. And have a nice day till next time. Thank you.